Howdy, it's Matt. Now, I am on the iPad and I'm just trying out what it's like to do YouTube Live using the iPad. So it's going to be a little bit shaky and the audio is going to be crap. For that, I do apologise. So with that said, this little beauty's turned up this morning. Now, what's it called? It's a Spirit FPV wing. Rather curious to say the least. So I've just been and unboxed it. And obviously it didn't come with the batteries and stuff, which is down there. And it did come really, really well packed. Let me just go and move this up there out of the way. So it came really, really well boxed. Obviously I've been in there and just chucked everything around. You got a top cover, which is the red one. You got the blue cover, which is the top cover, which it does come supplied with some neodymium magnets. And I think what you're supposed to do is glue this outside edge on there, and then you put your magnets inside there, and that's what holds the lid down. Now, if you have a look at the wing itself, if I turn it over, there is a wing spar which goes all the way through here, and I had to pick that out with a craft knife. There was like a little sausage which was left in there of foam, and that works really, really well. Put the spar in. The motor mount, obviously, is on a bit of the piss at the moment, but it's a little plywood base, probably about 4mm. Bit on the back and 3mm sides. It will rotate at the moment because the main shaft goes through the actual motor mount, which I thought was actually a really good idea. You'll definitely be able to swing an 8-inch prop, a 6-inch prop on the back of it. Now, a couple of things which I don't like actually, which is around on the nose. Let me just turn that one round. Is that this nose area, that's not really going to take a smack. So on probably one bad landing, it's going to like smash into a smithereens, which is a bit of a downside. But that said, thank goodness they didn't paint it. So on the actual product listing page on Banggood, it said about it having, it showed it with like some red paint and stuff on it, and I'm really glad they didn't paint it. Actually, I forgot, on the underside, you do have little trenches cut for the top spars, which I've just literally just poked in there, and if I'm honest, I broke one of them where I was pushing it in so hard. But if you look closely, they have been and cut, and let's see if I make it focus. Come on, thank you. Is that there is a little trench in there for some carbon fibre strip, which they have been included, which I thought was a pretty good idea. Besides that, not bad. It's not cheap, let's face it. It was $40, I think, and obviously I paid a bit less than that because I used some points on it to get a little bit cheaper, but $40. And look how thin that cord is. The cord is super thin, and if I bring it round to the tips on the end, that is super, super thin. So what I'm actually going to be doing mine, and this might be a shock horror to you, is that you can fit in a 3S pack in there. Even a 1.3 3S pack will fit in the actual battery bay. But what I'm going to be doing on mine, which might be a bit of a shock horror to you, that's a 2S pack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up for 2205 or maybe even a 2204 motor on the back with a 6-inch prop. And then I'm going to run it with one of these. Now, the reason why I'm going to be running mine on 2S is that I've got a shed load of these little 2S packs. That will fit in there super, super easy. It will keep the actual airframe super light. Obviously, I can then go on and put a 3S pack in there as well. So I can run it with both 2S and 3S. But in my instance, just because that wing cord is so thin, set it up with a little FPV camera, which is going to be, frankly, a bit of a challenge to fit on the nose. So it might need to be side mounted. I haven't really worked that one out yet. Stick the receiver in there on one side and the video transmitter on the other. And again, because it's such a small wing, what I'll do, I'll keep it really, really close. Oh, and also while I think about it, I will put some carbon rod all the way across here. So I'll put it on the bottom tray and run it across just to give some of this nose area some stability. The spar will do loads at the back, but this nose area, I am a little bit worried about it. So yeah, shock horror. I do intend setting this one up to primarily be used on 2S. It's extremely light. The wing cord on is really, really low. I've got shed loads of those 2S batteries because I used to run them in the Bonsai, which is actually, we repaired it yesterday, but yeah, not bad. So I wanted to give you first impressions on it, and like I said, I am using the iPad. For that, I do apologise. And I wanted to give you first impressions on this, which are a bit mixed, if I'm honest. On one hand, I want to say it's great because it was pretty cheap, and I'm sure it's going to fly absolutely fine. But on the other hand, I am a little bit concerned about the lack of meat on the nose. Again, maybe I put some of my own foam in here to give a little bit of extra meat on the nose. I genuinely don't know. And also note, this was me wanting to try out YouTube Live on the iPad, which let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments section underneath this video. I'd love to hear what your feedback was on it. And again, this is just completely ad hoc, no script. First impressions on that little wing, which are, should be bloody good fun. And on that note, from myself, Matt, thank you ever so much for watching. See you soon. Cheerios!